Today I am with Jean Aldridge, and Jean has become a long-term friend of mine and my wife Luann. Her husband Bob and Jean served as our royalty. In fact, they were king and queen here when I arrived 8 years ago. And you've been involved in the senior center before that, so probably about 10 years now. Mm-hmm. And Bob and Jean were transplants from another area, and they came here because Jean's daughter lives here. And they decided to stay because they enjoyed the Wenatchee Valley. And immediately upon arrival, I think, came to the senior center and started getting involved.
We did.
You want to talk a little bit about how that went?
Well, we had been here just a couple of days, and my son-in-law said, "I'm going to take you by the senior center." And I thought, oh no, a senior center? You know how we feel. And but I didn't tell him that. I said, "That's fine, take me by there if you like." And so I wasn't interested at that point, but it was a day or two later, and we came over here, and all I can say is we've been here ever since. It's pretty much been our life here at the center, because there's a lot to do, and I have a volunteer job here that I dearly love, and so I have something to get up and come over here in the morning for and have a great time with the ones that are working here.
Well, in the 8 years I've been here, I don't know that I've met anyone that has spent more time volunteering here than you have. And this is, I don't want to scare people away, because this is not what we expect of our volunteers.
I know.
This is pretty much your second home, and you just love getting out of the house and coming over here. But the hours that you've spent here are pretty amazing. You're here, like I said, almost every day, and usually about at least a half a day. And right now, while we were closed due to COVID, you spend every morning here during the week.
I have.
Well, why don't you talk about what it is that brings you here and what you enjoy about that?
Well, actually, to get out of the house, and it's I get up in the morning and I'm excited about coming over here because I like what my volunteer job is. And if you like what you're doing, you're going to be happy to go to work. And fortunately, I had a job that I loved, so my job was the same way. I loved getting up and going to work. But I love the people here. The volunteers are bunches of them, and I don't know any of them that don't like what they're doing here. And
well, you've kind of taken on a specific area of interest. That would be the craft area, right?
I did.
And you have pretty much your own little room right now where you're able to operate with other volunteers.
I do.
And the craft area is really important to us. You know, we have a separate section in the store where we sell all those items, and it gets to be pretty significant in terms of the amount of money we generate.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And the fabric that comes in and anything that's associated with crafts, and so of course sewing and all that's included, but you never know from day to day. They'll come in and they'll have 3 or 4 big loads of stuff there that someone brought in. Possibly someone passed away, so they're cleaning out. And it's just very interesting. I like it, and I feel like the people that probably left their things behind, they've gone to a great cause here, because we have a great place.
So I find it amazing the amount of items that come through, and I think over time, I think the community's become aware that we do
It's amazing.
handle a lot of craft items.
It's amazing. It's
And-
not just a little box here and there.
It's a lot of-
amazing.
Yeah. So we're talking materials of all different types. We're talking about yarn
Oh yeah, yarn.
and just craft items in general. And you pretty much go through, I'd say, what, 80% of it yourself.
I
right?
do
Yeah.
do that, and I like to get it a little bit organized and then start working on it. So, and got girls that help me. They're the same way. They're just great, and we have a lot of fun. We laugh a lot, and
So it's more than just work. There's some social involved too.
oh,
right?
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think that's the important part of coming here is the social engagement with others and meeting new friends and doing things together. And oh, by the way, the senior center benefits on top of that. So it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
And just so you know, we are looking for additional volunteers in our thrift store. It may not necessarily be the craft room, but we have a lot of donations that continue to flow in, and it takes a lot of help to get all that stuff processed and tagged and put back on the racks. And so, yeah, we are looking for volunteers. So come by someday. Might even introduce you to Jean, and she'll show you around.
Oh, I would love it. It's a great place, and you will find your niche here helping, and you'll love it. You'll just love it.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people hesitate, especially right now while we're closed, you know, to come out for fear that they're not going to be welcomed or we're not going to need their help, and that nothing could be further from the truth.
Right.
We are closed, however, our thrift store is open, and we have a lot of volunteer help that's needed. So
Yeah.
just
so,
keep that in mind, and then we'll introduce you to Jean, and she can tell you all the specifics.
I'll be happy to.
You met a lady when you first got here. She was bigger than life.
Oh.
She was real special. I think she helped get you
Oh yes.
indoctrinated to the senior center.
Well, she's
Her name was Ann Tilley.
Ann Tilley.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time with Ann, and Ann was in her 90s then, and she's the one that asked us to be king and queen or nominate us or whatever. I didn't know what king and queen did here, but I found out.
Well, that's because you got voted in right away.
I did, and you, Dave, you were new here at that
Yeah.
time, and you know, we went around. I met a lot of the people from the Rotaries and the different clubs, and we talked a little about the senior center. Adam always had a nice lunch, rode in the parade, had fun there. So
Well,
it was,
what I remember about all that is you were doing such a great job, I asked you to do it again a second year.
right.
So you were king and queen when I got here, and that was in July, and you'd already spent about a half a year doing all that stuff.
Right.
And like I say, I looked at the two of you and I thought, no, there's no reason why we shouldn't continue this reign. And so you did. You served an additional year, and I appreciate
Well,
you.
the time goes fast,
that,
you
yeah.
know, when you're busy, because I played cards and, you know,
Yeah.
took part in a lot of different activities here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
a lot
so
to do.
It's not all work. There's some play involved too, right?
And it's not all old people. Not all old people, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You've really got some lively people here,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they love it too.
and we're going to get all that going again. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for all your help here, all your support throughout the years. We've actually become good friends through all this.
Right, we have, and
And,
your wife Luann,
Yeah.
and the girls that work here in the office. Everybody is, you know, they're just great. And the trips,
Yeah.
went on a lot of trips.
Not right now.
And got acquainted, well, back then, got acquainted with the area a little bit. So that was
Yeah.
you know, I can go on forever, I guess. But
Well, Jean, I want to thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today, and now I'm going to send you back to go back to work. Although I think you're ready to go home, so I'll let you go home now.
Thanks.
Thank you again.
Okay.
All right.